The man accused of shooting and killing a dozen moviegoers in the U.S. state of Colorado has appeared in court, but he did not utter a word or show any emotion.
James Holmes didn't say a word during his first court appearance in Colorado, so we're left trying to read body language, looking for any clues, signs of emotion, remorse, satisfaction, anything.
You have a right to remain silent.
But in just moments, it wasn't the shaggy orange hair with a red blot on top. It was the range of bewildering facial expression that captured everyone's attention. At times, it seemed like James Holmes struggled to keep his eyes open. As the judge ordered him to have no contact with the shooting victims or their families, it wasn't clear that Holmes was processing the words, staring blankly at something in front of him. Holmes' face would then turn to looking confused. Then his eyes would open wide, freeze briefly, and his head would just drop down.
We asked former FBI profiler Brad Garrett to watch with us, to tell us what he was seeing.
He's not in this courtroom mentally. He's elsewhere. He's in some alternative reality that he's created. I also think there's a combination of the reality of what has happened to him has set in as to what it's done to himself as well as to the victims.
Holmes is being held at a jail in the nearby city of Centennial in solitary confinement to protect him from other prisoners. He's likely to face 12 counts of first-degree murder and could face other charges relating to assault and weapons violations. Formal charges were expected to be filed on July the 30th. Police say they're still searching for a motive for the crime. Past associates say he displayed no hints of mental illness or violent tendencies.
The 20 minutes of hearing brought no new revelations. He isn't talking. And once police were able to get inside his booby-trapped apartment, they found a movie poster and a mask, but no explanation as to why he targeted the audience at the opening of the new Batman movie. Without a known motive or a confession, police say they have enough evidence to convict him of murder.
You can think about possible defenses for this guy. Well, one thing is probably going to be pretty clear to anyone is that there was a lot of deliberation in what this person did.
And now authorities are considering whether or not he will face the death penalty for his alleged crimes.
The district attorney says the families of the victims will be consulted.
The death penalty decision has to be made within 60 days of the arraignment. So it is months down the line still. But we will, over the course of those months, be talking with all of the victims, developing relationships.
Of the 12 who were killed in the hail of bullets, most were with family or friends, and some died while trying to protect them from the gunman. Girlfriends saw their boyfriends die. Sons witnessed their father killed. The youngest victim, a 6-year-old girl whose mother was critically injured.
Meanwhile, for his own safety, the 24-year-old is held in solitary confinement. So far, police say he's not cooperating or offering any explanation for Friday's attack, which they say was planned. Holmes bought the guns in this store nearly 2 months before.
A young guy walked in about my age with pink hair, and the gun that he was looking at was an AR-15, which was an assault rifle. And I just definitely knew that, I just had a weird feeling that that guy shouldn't be buying that type of gun.
Holmes also applied to join a firing range. After filing an application form, the owner tried to contact him, but said he couldn't get through to Holmes himself.
I got this bizarre answering machine of his that was a very bass, guttural, growling, incoherent, rambling, whatever it was, message that was bizarre at best, freakish a little.
The suspect lived alone and dropped out of his PhD course last month without giving his university an explanation.
James Holmes will be back in court at this time next week. Until then, he'll be held just a few metres from the courthouse in prison, where he's being kept in isolation for his own protection and where he's said to have been spitting at guards. As for when the community of Aurora can hope to see an end to all this and get some closure, there really is no timeline on proceedings, especially if questions of mental fitness to face trial come into it.